Hi friends, it's that time of year. Spring has sprung up here in Michigan. We're having a beautiful day today, and I figured, well, I got to start catching up on all these projects I'm behind on. So we're going to start with the Kawasaki engine on our zero turn. It's been a very good engine for us. Very good engine, very good zero turn actually. I'm real happy with it. And it's kind of a quick and simple thing. The only places to grease on this is the front wheels. So we'll get that taken care of because I'm sure Jennifer will want to mow the lawn tonight. So these little motors like this in the zero turns especially, I think, a lot of mowers, riding mowers, have this deal where you can just kind of open a valve right here. They've got an extension put on the side of the block. You can open that up and just let your oil drain out. Unfortunately, it's going slow because I couldn't get the pan in there quite far enough because the tractor's not that high. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's doing what it's supposed to. As far as this, I guess, the filter, I may have to get on it with a strap wrench. I don't usually put them on that tight, but this feels like it's going to be a tight one. This looks like I got this wrench to fit in here, so let's see what. Oh yeah, good, simple and easy. That's the way I like it. I hope this filter is as good as the last one we put on it. I run Schaefer synthetic oil in my equipment. Occasionally on this, I'll pull an oil sample and send it off to the lab, and then if I'm instructed, I'll do a full oil change. Otherwise, I'll just add makeup oil and continue on through the summer. But usually every spring it gets an oil change. So we're going to run Schaefer's 540 in this. It calls for 1040, but you know, we're running in hot weather anyway, so there's no big deal with the 540 or 1040. Viscosity is 40, and that's what we're looking for. Nothing but the best. Normally I would use Napa Gold filters too, but we just ordered a whole kit off of Amazon. Hopefully I don't regret it. Now I know I had some brake cleaner around here somewhere. I'd really like to clean that up. Here it is. Of course it's empty. I love to see empty brake clean cans at $100 a can. So it seems like. Okay, and that's it. That's all she wrote for that can. All right, well, completely out of brake cleaner. So I'm gonna just wipe this up the best I can, and we're gonna go from there. Now on this little machine, I really can't see how I'm going to be able to put any oil in the filter and put it on its side and start threading it in. I think I would lose most of all the oil I put in anyways. So why even bother? When you got premium synthetic oils in there, I think a little bit of a dry start isn't going to hurt the thing. grab some clean oil. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that, but it gives you an opportunity to see. Schaefer's oil is different. It's green. So now we can go ahead and put this back on. Let's put a towel under it. And as you can see, for anybody that's not familiar with this kind of stuff, this mating surface is clean, and the O-ring didn't come or stay behind when I took off the other filter. Okay, got that all cleaned up. She's still draining a little bit of oil. I think I'm going to add some. I'm going to grab a decent funnel. Here's a pretty decent funnel. There we go. She's already clean coming out. Perfect. And I don't mind doing that. It takes 2.1 quarts, so I would have to open another quart anyways. So I might as well just flush the bottom of the crankcase a little bit. It sat all winter long. This is the first it's been started up in since late October, I think. All right, I think she's drained well enough. So we'll go ahead and close this back up. And let me tell you, I just love that option there. I know I shouldn't be using a crescent wrench on it. Somebody could make a comment though and tell me why I shouldn't be using a crescent wrench on it.
Well, maybe because it's unprofessional and sloppy.
All right, let's go ahead and add this to it. That little valve also makes it easy to take an oil sample from this. Funny thing, my 2019 Ram 1500, it's got the 5.7 liter Hemi in it. And that thing has had a problem with copper building up since the beginning. We thought maybe by the second oil change that it would clean itself up. And it never has. But that just goes to show you the importance of oil testing to keep track of the life of your engine. And be careful so we don't have a spill like I'm known for. why this thing really, it just needs cleaned up and cared for. It gets used more than any other machine on this property. Okay. Set that down. Oh, crap. Don't screw in the dipstick for a proper reading. It says so right on the dipstick. No wonder I wasn't getting the correct reading. Strange, it looks like it's full. Well, we'll just let it settle a little more in there. And we'll move on to changing the spark plugs setting. So here we are onto the spark plugs. We'll go ahead and change them out. It's never giving me any reason to feel like they need to be changed, but we're doing a tune-up today, so we'll change these and an air filter. So what I want to share with you guys is something that you may not know. So you'll see a thing in your manual, if you have that in your manual, or like I just did, I went to the internet and got the recommended spark plug gap. So the gap and the spark plug for this is 0.30, and this is a spark plug gapping tool, and if you can see the numbers on it, there's 0.30 right there. And if we look right from the factory, that is a little tight. I can't get that in there. So we're going to have to open it up. You open it up by using this side. Well, we're not having much luck getting it to move. Let's try this other spark plug gapping tool. There we go. Now she's on there. There. We might as well just use continue to use this one. So let's look for 3.0. And there it is right there. And we're looking for a snug fit, but it has to fit. Okay, so that's a little bit too tight. So we'll go ahead and close that down just a hair. That's snug. Probably could close it down just a hair more. And you don't want to overdo it. There we go, perfect.
Excellent work, it's 30
So that's what we
thousandths.
want. Spark plug number 1 is ready to be changed. Move on to spark plug number 2. Same thing. So it's a 3.0. Again, just a hair too tight. There we go. Yep, got that one a lot better than I got the other one. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in. So here we are, got a 13/16 spark plug wrench. Holds that plug nice and secure. That looks very good. Great. Good quality engine here. So one thing I like to do, even though, well, I think that's aluminum. No, that's steel. Anyway, we're going to put a little bit of anti-seize on the edge of the spark plug. That stuff's all kind of old and crusty. Just a little bit. Just enough to prevent a seizing problem later on. There we go. These are NGKs that I'm taking out of here, so I really went cheap on this change. Other than the oil's a premium oil. That one looks really good too. That cylinder is actually burning a little cleaner than the other side. Just out of interest, I'm going to check this measurement on this one because it looks tighter than 3.0. Nope, right on the money. Okay, perfect. Okay, so on the other side here, new plug ready to go in. Got some anti-seize on it. Copper. Okay, spark plug's complete. Onto the air filter. And I'm sure this, again, is the cheapest thing you can buy. At least it's got a pre-filter that will allow me to clean it. Help the air filter to last a little longer. That's nice. That's nice. See that? I like that. There we go. Filters in, plugs are changed, oil's in. Next thing we got to do is run it and check the level of the oil. All right, let's give this a try. Turn the fuel back on. Guess I better make sure which tank has which in it. That tank looks empty. I'll flip over to the other side.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Hey, surprise, that tank looks empty. Well, I know we got enough to start it on. Okay. Next thing I need to do is change the fuel filter, which hasn't been done for a couple of years. Don't know that I'll get to that now because I have another thing coming up to do, which is a friend of mine is coming to help me with welding up the loader on the TYM 474. So that'll be another video in itself. And then of course we have the trail wagon that needs a little bit of TLC. I put a new exhaust on it last year. I put a new carburetor on it last year, new electronics. So it should be running good, but it's got some little things here and there that need to be taken care of. Like the boots, the CV joint boots. They're ripping, they're worn. Some paint to clean up some rust and keep it from getting worse. This was loaned to us by my parents. They said they didn't have a use for it anymore. They knew I'd take care of it, so I'm gonna go through it as time permits. And we'll have a nice little side-by-side for doing these jobs around here. I had to charge the battery up yesterday because it was down to about 50% because of the winter. So. Well, okay, we got the big dog fixed up and ready to mow. I guess I'm gonna have to make a trip to the gas station and spend part of your life savings. Take care, and we'll see you next time.